Morning, everyone. I want to start with an underlying theme that's coming up throughout this question of education without borders, which is arguably a false dichotomy. We've talked a little bit about education, MIT pushing out into the world, and about education and people coming to MIT. But why not both? Why not have, for example, a degree program in which students are coming from the world to MIT and going back again, not once, not a dozen times, but 30 times over 2 years? Why not engage with students who are already out in the world, particularly in corporate and organizational environments? And this was some of the things that we were thinking about at MIT Sloan when we were looking also at a dichotomy within our own mid-career programs. We've had the Sloan Fellows Program since 1931. A full-time MBA degree for people who are 35, 40, 45 years old. And for a long time, we've had part-time non-degree education, 2-day, 5-day, sometimes longer courses here at Sloan, but not granting a degree. So in 2010, after a lot of study, the Sloan faculty decided, let's try the MIT Executive MBA. Part-time, usually known as executive schedule, but granting an MBA degree. A fully rigorous program for people who are executives out in the world, people who are already successful. And that's not enough. They want more. So what does that program look like? It's a program that deliberately fosters the mission of MIT. We all know this and repeat it to ourselves before bed every night. But the objective is to serve the nation and the world. Now, how is that done? It's not just through science and technology we create here, but through the organizations that then bring those out to the world. It's a lot of the reason why there is MIT Sloan and this emphasis on developing principled, innovative leaders. The Executive MBA deliberately builds on both those missions. We are taking senior leaders, people who already have responsibility, and give them more of the skills, the perspectives, the habits of mind, the networks, so they can transform the world's organizations and institutions. These are people who matter, people who are successful, people who can do more, challenge themselves by doing more for the world. So how does this work? This is a program that's a 20-month executive schedule. Executive schedule is the term of art in the field because part-time sounds icky. Imagine 30 occasions over a 20-month period. Think of it as 5 semesters, fall, spring, summer, fall, spring. We don't give them a summer break. 30 occasions. So most of the time they're here for a weekend, which we define as Friday, Saturday, for those of you who thought a weekend was something else. And they're here every third weekend, and then once every 6 months for a full week, an executive module where you can integrate multiple courses worth of material. And we also have an international project trip. We have something called Go Lab, Global Organizations Lab, which students have an advisory and consulting relationship with multinational firms around the world. It's about 80% core, because of the lockstep nature of the program, because it's designed to give people full general management education while maintaining exactly the standards that you'd expect of MIT. They have all the course requirements, they have all the workload of everything you'd expect in a full-time MBA program, such as the Sloan Fellows, while they also have their own jobs, their own responsibilities. The emphases of this program are in a general management curriculum you'd want, again, from MIT and MIT Sloan, something that focuses on global leadership, on data-driven analytics, and with the MIT flavor, the MIT character you get by focus on system dynamics, invented here, and on innovation and entrepreneurship, which is in the water we drink. We also focus on learning because you're working. This touches on something that Eric was mentioning before. It's because you're doing it. Let me emphasize, there's no little e in EMBA. This is not an online program. What Anant and others do focuses on online education, and it's fantastic for that experience. For these students, some 180 students that we now have, they're coming to campus on the executive schedule and then returning to their workplace and applying directly within their organizations, actually making it happen today. What you learn on Friday, you can apply on Monday, try it out, come back to class and report, and then do more. The teaching is all by senior faculty. We feature action learning. I mentioned Global Organizations Lab. We all have an Organizations Lab, OLab. Everything's about labs and letters. We'll eventually have a Q lab and a Z lab. We just haven't got to Qatar and Zambia yet. That we're going to have these courses allow students to practice in their own organizations and in organizations beyond. Who are these students? In the class of 2014, we've just begun, we have 114 people. The average age is 40. These are people who are genuinely in the middle of their careers. And they think that what they've learned and what they've achieved is not enough. They know a lot, they've done a lot, but they could do more. They could do more because of what MIT can equip them with. They are all 100% full-time. Roughly 1 out of 4 is a past or present entrepreneur, and I'm leaving aside those who will, within about 6 months, drink enough of the water they'll want to go do their own startups. They come from a broad spectrum of industries. You'd expect to see life sciences and technology, but we also do financial services, the government, the military, and a whole host of retail and everything else that you would expect in a very broad range, as much as possible representing the world of organizations and industries with the successful executives who were right for MIT. You see here levels of responsibility, just a quick sprout. Roughly 1 out of 4 is C-level, Chief Executive Officer in the C-suite. 82% have director-level responsibility or higher. The geography is very broad-ranging. This is not only a Massachusetts-based program. Roughly 45% of the current class is within easy driving distance. 55% are taking the train or flying in, and that includes people coming in from Moscow, and people coming in from Martinique, people coming in from Pakistan. They're very effective on planes. Educational backgrounds, wide range here. 2 out of 5 already hold an advanced degree, master's, even PhD level. And you see here, as you'd expect, a lot of people from science and math and engineering. That's barely more than 60%. We also have humanities and social sciences, also business and economics. Again, looking for as broad a spread as possible. Because what people are looking for in a program like this is exactly what you look for in any MIT degree program. You learn at least as much from the students around you, those who will challenge you more. They become, in this group, their professional network, but it's also their educational network. Not today only, but tomorrow as well. You see here a range of the organizations. There's many more. We're very proud, for example, that there are 3 students in the current class from various arms of GE. We also have 3 students who are physicians at Mass General, just down the street. I want to leave you with 3 thoughts about the future of education, specifically education without borders. We've been hearing a lot about who the students are, and Eric particularly was very powerful talking about the millennials. These are the parents of the millennials in this program. But that means that mid-career is mid-education. Education doesn't stop when you enter the workforce. What we're able to do with this program with others is to actually integrate people who are already out in the world so that they can do more. They can do more because of MIT. And that means they have to be able to immediately integrate mind and hand. That's what this whole applied learning is about. So it's not just saving all the stuff up in your backpack so you can use it after you graduate. It's using it on Monday. And that means that the future of education is not just about educating the leaders of the future. It's also developing today's leaders today. Thank you very much.